Ready for tonight. Should touch each other. That should be an obvious one, ladies and gentlemen. First game against the Chargers. It's your boy Turf in the building. It is Tuesday, September 16th, 2025. Yeah, these Mondays or Tuesdays are the tough Tuesdays. You know, we had a bad weekend, ladies and gentlemen. I had a bad week. Well, I had asked this highs and lows, right? First off, Las Vegas didn't disappoint. Shout out Las Vegas. Yeah, if you didn't know and you're living under a rock, there was a pretty important weekend in Las Vegas. And I know you guys all should know at this point. We have a channel for this, but I have to do it. Shout out to the new, undisputed light heavyweight champ of the world, Terrence Bud Crawford. Cheers. Let me tell you, that was a hell of a fight. And I tune in tomorrow night. The knockout canvas tomorrow night. We're definitely gonna get into that. This show today for me, it's not gonna be my usual show, right? I'm just gonna really highlight. As you can see, I'm late. It's all late, kids. Just got into town. Had a lot of issues, you know, trying to get everything situated home in a timely fashion in order to really put on a decent show. As far as the things that I did want to discuss. So what I will do though is I will look at the stats, right? We will talk, we'll talk offense, defense, it's just not going to be as thorough as I normally would due to travel. So it is what it is. Shout out to the Monday night game. I guess you can say everything was awesome. It was the first Monday night game at 7:00 ever. And that was a little strange in itself. Let me get some chapstick here before I start going into it. But before I do so, you guys know I like to try to write a little something. So, Raider Nation, welcome back to the Ultimate Raider Fan 32. Tonight, we are burning through the heat and the critiques because after Monday's night's tough loss to the Chargers, unfortunately, there's an awful lot to unpack. That's negative. Some, right? Positive. Well, not much positive. But something more we'll dig into a little bit here. Like I say, this will be a light show. I'll have something to make up for it. Turf and Rundown didn't happen last night. Shout out to my guy. So maybe we will add that to the show and, add a show to this week to make up for Monday since everybody was tuned in, obviously. But the scoreboard said 20-9. Chargers grabbed interceptions, stops, suffocated our defense. Our offense, my bad. We thought week to week might bring rhythm, but something glaring showed up in our offensive line, communication, and execution. We're going to break it down, right? Our offense, what worked, what didn't, right? The defense, where we held, where we got exposed, and yes, special teams, because they matter. especially when the offense stalls. So, yeah. We'll also listen to what the critics and analysis, the analysts say. Fans outside of the silver and black, right? Our enemies, our colleagues, right? All those things, man. Because the pressure is real, man. It's week 2, and the expectations are rising. So finally, we'll close by looking at what must improve, right? Going into the game this week, short week for the Commanders, right? Especially up front, that offensive line, man. This is not, like I say, it's not going to be a normal show for your boy, but we are definitely going to get into it. Definitely get into it. I don't know where these things come from. Tired of streaming to zero. Oh. So, I did join Kick. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Probably not, because I don't think many people are on Kick just yet. But it's a new platform. Apparently, it's got something, as far as competition is concerned. So we'll have to look into it and see how it goes. But if you are on Kick, let your boy know as always. Yeah, and we'll jump into it. I love it. We got a Seattle Seahawks fan in the house, ladies and gentlemen. I already told you this show is probably going to go off the rails a little bit. In terms of me, right? I'm not. This is, yeah. But John Forreskin. Shout out to John Forreskin. Appreciate you for coming through, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. As a Seahawk fan, how are you liking Geno as a quarterback? It's been up and down, man. That's the honest truth. Up and down, right? Because I noticed, John, you didn't ask that last week, did you? Did you ask that last week, John? When he threw for 360 plus, right? All those good things, right? We only jump in, when you can gloat and glean, when your narrative and position is right. But John, where were you last week, man? Where was you at? Because I didn't see you talking about him last week. Now look, I may not be happy with Geno Smith, but he still is the leader of the Raiders right now. And I am going to support him regardless. I'm definitely going to criticize and speak up and be honest, blunt and upfront. All I'm saying, John, just make sure you bring that, when he does good, right? Because, look, I have to do it too, John. I have to bring myself to the front of the congregation, right? Like I did last week with Pete. Now I'm kind of feeling like, you know what? Maybe I did that a little too soon. Because in my eyes, Pete got out-coached. Shout out to John Harbaugh. We've been telling people John Harbaugh ain't no punk. We've been telling people John Harbaugh is about to get it in. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough one right here. Like I said, we're not going to get too heavy into it. This is one of those ones where I'm definitely going to need some of my guys to have these conversations, man, and see what the chat has to say as well. So shout out to Damian Coles in the building, diehard fan. But I see us going 10-7 at best, or 7-10 at worst. Damian, I don't know, man. I don't know if you're going to take too kindly to Turf's guesstimate, if you will, as far as where I thought our season was going to be. Initially, I actually thought we were going to go 6-11, right? That's what I thought we were going to do, 6-11. I thought that was our ceiling. But then they started playing these games and shenanigans with the offensive line, moving a guard that's never played center, right? And then moving a center that's only pretty much been center and, an award winner in college, which we know doesn't mean much of anything because we have the best running back of this draft, right? Doesn't mean anything. We got the best running back of this draft. At least that's what they tell me. So So I mean, hey, I like the optimism. I like the enthusiasm. Because 10-7 is playoffs. 10 and 10-7, that's playoffs, bro. I don't know if you understand playoffs. We're not getting to that. Hey, like I said, Damien, you might think Turf is a hater, et cetera, all that. I'm just gonna put this out there for you. For these first 3-4 years, I didn't miss a game, right? So trust me, I have been the one that's optimistic in the clouds, just trying to kind of get behind the team and not really, say much. But that's got to go away, man, if we want people to get better. We've had probably 20 coaches in the last 25 years. I mean, there's never going to be any consistency with that. So we're going to have to, we'll talk about it, though, man. We'll talk about it. We got Ramon or Raymond Garcia in the building. Superchargers. Look, man, I can't even be mad at y'all for this stuff. Chat lives matter. Let me move on over to where basically we are in this show, which is making sure we shout out everybody, man, and appreciate y'all for coming through and joining in and watching the show, and talking about these Raiders we love or your enemy, right? In terms of the people that are here with other teams, we still love the support, right? My girl, the first lady, Myra G in the building. Myra, this weekend was wild. Did anybody check on Chris? How about, man, there's too many people to check on. Too many people to check on from this trip. There was a lot of Raider fans. I got to tell y'all, for the first time ever, seriously, for me, and maybe, there were some of those other times that, maybe Turf was a little too inebriated. I don't know. We'll have to ask. But I don't ever recall our stadium sounding and looking like it did last night. Right. I have to admit that was a sight to see, and I'm going to tell you, I don't think it had anything to do with the fight. Maybe not, but I really don't think so. It was electric. It was electric. Unfortunately, the team wasn't electric at all, and it just was a bad situation. I'm not gonna lie. So it is what it is, man. We'll dive into it at some point throughout this week. I'm definitely gonna talk about my woes, if you will. So yeah, hang in there, John. Not to hate towards y'all, but Gino is king of mid. I hope he do better on the Raiders. I appreciate that, John, and I didn't take it as a hit. I just wanted to make sure, right? You always got to put that feeler out there, see the temperature, who you're engaging with, and so far you are looking very respectable, and I believe you. I don't think you have any hate at all. I think it was a very love-hate relationship with Gino, and a lot of y'all Seattle fans have come through, and y'all have been, how do you call it, sensitive to what we're about to go through. And I mean, hey, you said it, king of mid, man, and he's got to prove that's not the case. So until he does it, I don't know where to go with him on that one. But it's week 2. He's supposed to have the best stats